All right, let's get to Twitter, which is now an X logo, and all of the fucking idiotic things that accompany this idiotic decision from Elon Musk. I covered it briefly yesterday, well, maybe not so briefly. I'm going to talk about it again. I have to pee first. I'll be back in a second.
Cold. Owner Elon Musk has said it's going to be replaced with a logo depicting the letter X. That's the name that he wants to use for the so-called Everything app that he's trying to build on the foundations of Twitter. The rebranding comes as Musk recently admitted that advertising revenue on the platform was at half of what it was before he bought it. Let's not forget that Musk paid $44 billion for Twitter when he bought it last October. Let's cross live now to Justin Urquhart-Stewart, who's founder of the investment platform Regionally. And Justin, ditching the logo, perhaps also ditching the Twitter name and its brand, it's beginning to feel like Musk only really wanted Twitter for its user base. What are your thoughts?
Well, I have to say he's creating some significant damage to it, because if you should think about what Twitter is, it's a relatively limited operation. It's of communications compared with, say, some of the competitors we can see in India and China who broadened it out to actually provide more services. So that's one of his problems. He wants to actually bring it out into a broader area. But, of course, the brand itself has its quite loyal base, but an aging base of aging people like me. Whereas, of course, the younger generation have gone off to other areas. So Twitter really does look a bit old-fashioned, but he's got to be careful. All very well changing the brand and then actually changing the services. But if you've actually got a selection of aging people who actually quite like it as it is, that means you're starting from scratch and damaging the original value of it. And of course, these days, there are now more competitors coming through. And of course, only a few weeks ago, we had Threads being launched with a seemingly record number of people signing up for that. But would it take old people like me to join that? Good heavens, I mean, I have to try and learn to do something else, and that's probably quite unlikely.
Heaven forbid. I mean, what we saw with Threads was Meta, its owner, using Instagram, one of its biggest products right now, as a launch pad. It simply took the whatever followers you had on Instagram and people that you followed and transposed it onto Threads. Elon Musk seems to be trying to throw out the baby with the bathwater. He wants it to become this. Sorry, he wants it to become this kind of everything app, a bit like.
She's so fucking passed out. You can't tell from this angle, but this is my favorite type of thing that happens. You can't tell from this angle, but her tongue is out. Do you see? Can you tell? Her tongue is out of her mouth. It's rolled out of her mouth and it's like touching the ground. That's how fucking passed out she is. It's the cutest thing, dude. Like,
in China's WeChat, which facilitates payments and as well as that. But I just wonder what evidence is there of him actually doing anything to push it in that direction?
Well, nothing so far that we can actually see. Of course, maybe developing things behind it, or maybe he's going to buy something else. But having spent, as you said, $44 billion, dollars rather, I mean, that's hugely expensive for that business, which is not making any money. And of course, the advertising has already probably halved, and if not more. It's got limited things it can do. So yes, he could try and develop it, but the likes of Meta could, as you said, just link into other existing services. He can't exactly link it into, say, a Tesla or a rocket or something like that. It doesn't make any sense. So he's got a problem here. He's got a brand which is still quite strong, but looking weaker. He needs to develop another brand and actually try and make that as interesting and as sexy and attractive to people. And in this market, that's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, he's a busy man, obviously, with all those other ventures such as Tesla and SpaceX. He has installed a new CEO at Twitter, even though it feels very much as if he's still in the driving seat. I wonder what has to happen before we'll decide whether he's succeeded or failed.
Well, I get the distinct impression, when you actually look back at what happened last year, he really didn't want to buy this thing too much. He wanted to be involved in it, but ending up having to buy it because he didn't understand the rules of the stock exchange as to actually what you can do in terms of adjusting the price or influencing it. So I think he probably regrets what he's done. What he has to show now is that there is a credible plan for the development of the business, for it to be profitable, but above all, in this particular sector, attractive, that people want to participate in it. And what are we going to be able to do on this new X that we couldn't do elsewhere? And why is that going to be something actually that is going to be attractive? So X, Y, and you're going to know probably Z, which will be 0.
Okay, Justin Urquhart Stewart there. We'll have to leave it. Thank you very much for joining us.
Conference rooms at Twitter headquarters are now being renamed to words with X in them, including exposure, exalt, and sexy. I mean, no one would ever, first of all, we live in a deeply misogynistic society. So absolutely zero people are getting canceled for being misogynistic, okay? So there is that part of the thing. So, like, I don't know why these fucking dumbass Nazis think that that's going to be a valid way to do it, especially when, like, they themselves are misogynistic actually on a daily fucking basis, and they never get canceled. So I don't know why they thought that this would be a good avenue, okay? Very, very stupid. Elon Musk has officially rebranded Twitter as X, even though he hasn't officially been able to do so. One, Twitter Japan apparently legally cannot change their rebranding to X Japan because the J-Rock band X Japan owns the rights to the name. How funny would it be if Yoshiki is the one who saved us all from this awful rebranding move? Lol. Now, for those of you who don't know, I said this already. I said this earlier, but Twitter is massive in Japan. And so whenever Elon makes these like weird decisions, I feel like a lot of people in Japan get very frustrated, extra frustrated. They're removing the name but didn't get a permit, so it got shut down. Yeah, here it is. Twitter name was coming off the building, but Elon Musk didn't get a permit for the equipment on the street, so the San Francisco Police Department shut it down. How can you behave like this? How can you be like this? I will never understand it. Like, why don't you just get a fucking permit? Big dog, what's happening? Like, there no one running the show over there? Like, did you fire every single person? This seems like such a dumbass oversight problem. Like, how? It's like such a basic thing. It's such a basic component that like every single person uses and takes advantage of on a daily fucking basis. I don't really understand it. I guess I assume it's because Elon is so wealthy that he's just like, I don't give a fuck. I'll pay the fine. You know what I mean? Also, yeah, weird new logo, but okay. Elon sexually harassed a woman and tried to pay her off with a horse. Yeah, the font is very roaring 20s, which I think is a nice touch. One of these is Twitter. 3 of them are porn sites. There are more logo mania problems happening with Elon Musk's Twitter. The icing on the cake, Microsoft owns the trademark for X. So Musk has destroyed a loved and strong brand for potential years of litigation and potentially no brand. So there's that as well. This is related to Xbox, right? It is. That would explain the Unicode character, perhaps. It will be fun to see how this develops. Okay? So there's that issue there in the United States of America. They can't even change the handle because it's already being used. Genius move, again, from Elon Musk. I suspect, though, that they will probably take it, laughing at how many people work at Twitter still. Since Elon Musk took over the reins at Twitter as the CEO in October 2022, its workforce dropped 80%. And reportedly hovers at around 1,300 employees. Among the remaining staffers, less than 550 are full-time engineers, the network found following a review of the website's internal records. Trust and safety team, which monitors content, recommends policies, and makes changes to the website design, is down to fewer than 20 people. So if you're wondering why this happens, if you're wondering how, like, oh, why didn't Elon Musk get a fucking permit, for example, for something as simple as taking down the Twitter logo to put a fucking X logo there. Why didn't he get a permit? It's because so many teams are just, they're done. They're out. He's trying to run the operation with a skeleton crew. And technically, he is able to get away with running an operation with a skeleton crew because the remaining people are desperate for having a job. A lot of their immigration status relies, a lot of them staying in the United States of America basically relies on them working for Elon Musk. So here is also Elon Musk also going absolute bananas mode on what his goals are for Twitter. Now, of course, His goals are one that has been done many times over. His goals are not new. They're not unique. They're not interesting. It works very successfully in China, obviously. It works very successfully in China. And Meta, Facebook, has tried to do it here in the United States of America before Elon and has failed. Okay? What he wants to do is make Twitter into a one-stop shop, a payment processor on top of everything else. But why in the ever-loving fuck would you put your social security number or your credit card on a website like this that's run by 12 people? It is so profoundly fucking stupid that he thinks Twitter would ever do this. But I also don't think Elon is all that hard on the copium. I don't even think he personally thinks he has a capacity to do this. I think that Elon Musk knows that dumb idiots listen to every single word he says and believe him and will promote him. And this is his modus operandi. He's always, he's always lied about whatever the fuck he's going to do. And then when he overpromises and underdelivers, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't get punished in the stock market for it. That's ultimately what he cares about. So that's precisely the reason why he's just like lying.
Essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, this is wish casting, but even then, it's just bullshit.
So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution, but like I said, not really in the way that people are used to thinking about banks.
Mm-hmm.
Just the most efficient database for the thing that is money. Like I said, like least amount of fraud. Everything's real time. And if it involves money in any way, it can be dealt with seamlessly on one location.
Like, this is already a fucking pipe dream. It's never going to happen. But it's also, once again, in the most Elon way possible, has been an abject failure. But also, it's not even new. It's not even novel. This is a thing that, like, Meta tried to do for years. And it's a thing that, like, Chinese social media companies have done successfully, obviously, in China, where there are a lot more limits to new social media companies coming to fruition and being utilized by the masses. So very, very, very stupid. New Twitter logo is so opium. Bat, wilted flower, vampire, tone 1. We talked about this already. Elon has been obsessed with the name X for ages. I'm not going to go full-blown into it, but this was the website that he founded, x.com, originally. When they merged with PayPal, he wanted to try and change PayPal to x.com and then was pushed out by the board. And the new CEO, Peter Thiel, was the one who successfully marketed PayPal. And Elon still made out like a bandit due to other people running the show in his stead. The problem is when it's a fucking billionaire, it becomes your problem. Okay? It's not just like he can't have a midlife crisis quietly on the side.
Elon,
it becomes your problem. He will take away your toys and he will ruin them. Like the kid who takes the basketball away and goes, actually, fuck you. If you don't let me play, I know my team lost, but if you don't let me play, I'm leaving. And I'm taking the ball with me. That's Elon Musk. More on the bird sign thread. Yeah, we already covered it. The Twitter sign change isn't going well. Building management called cops. Sign company is arguing they should continue removing the sign for safety reasons. Says they're exposed wires. That's awesome. That's so fucking stupid. Zero safety precautions while the sign was being taken down with people walking directly underneath. Exposed wires. Yeah. So let's hear what? The cult of Elon Musk. Here's the Jobbery segment on it.
So this is an ATM. What we're going to do is transform the traditional banking industry.
Yeah, we watched this before. A friend of the show, Jobbery, covers this very well.
It's a matter of making a series of phone calls.
This is where Elon's story gets even more convoluted and dishonest. When going through his list of accomplishments, many incorrectly credit Elon for founding PayPal, when in fact, he didn't. His company X.com merged with another company that had already created and been using PayPal for up to a year prior. While he promised to revolutionize online banking by throwing $12 million at X.com, all he actually managed to do was talk up a big game and make up a bunch of false promises about an online banking software in order to woo investors. The truth was, their technology was faulty at best, with one glaring flaw even allowing users to transfer money from any account in the nation.
Oh, this part was awesome. I forgot about this. Yeah. There were so many issues with the aspects that Elon touched, especially with respect to coding, because a lot of people will go, when is the last time Elon Musk did something? Well, the last time Elon Musk did something was X.com. And the something he did was such a massive fuck up and such a massive failure that, like, the one thing that you shouldn't ever be able to do with a payment processor / online bank, you were able to do.
Nation's banking system using only an account number. Employees felt as though Elon had promised the moon and the stars, but had in return delivered nothing close to it. So they were leaving in droves along with one of the co-founders. Struggling to support itself, X.com merged with a competing payment company called Confinity, owned by fellow billionaire and enjoyer of young people's blood, Peter Thiel. He and Confinity received widespread press coverage in
It also doesn't make sense because, like, currently I think X.com is, it's back on Twitter. Okay, never mind. There was a point yesterday where if you went to X.com, it was just GoDaddy. Like, the domain was still available, which I don't really understand because I thought it still, X.com was going to Twitter and then it wasn't going to Twitter and it's going to Twitter again as of now.
1999 with the launch of PayPal. But despite misconceptions, PayPal was ultimately a product of Confinity, only adopting the name X.com because it was thought to have more marketability than the names Confinity or even PayPal, which was abandoned when early consumers thought it was a porn thing. So they went with PayPal.
Well, good thing. Wait, whoa. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that they originally abandoned Elon Musk's dumbass idea because people thought it was a porn thing, only to have Elon Musk come back with multiple millions of dollars, get forced to purchase Twitter for $44 billion, and then run it to the fucking ground while simultaneously changing it into the porn thing again?
PayPal. And it didn't help that Elon was suspected by executive Roelof Botha of not disclosing important financial details to the board, and with the company losing so much money under Elon, more and more people there were questioning his decision-making. So they organized a coup to overthrow him as CEO and replace him with Bloodman Thiel. It worked, and Elon was removed from his executive position at PayPal while on his way to Australia, cutting his honeymoon a little short. As for PayPal, both of these nuts justify the decision by claiming it would have killed the company if Elon stayed on as CEO for 6 more months.
See, yet another instance in Elon Musk's life where we could have all been saved. Okay? That runs into the fucking ground. It's awesome. You know, it's fire. There are so many circumstances. There are so many circumstances like this. Where like when he got into that fucking car accident, when he took his like first million and immediately bought a McLaren because he's a dumb fucking fail son, idiotic nouveau riche piece of shit, and then immediately crashed it. It's like a very real Greg Abbott tree situation. You know what I mean?
Months. Though Elon still kept his stake in PayPal and made about $180 million when it sold to eBay in 2002. He cashed out.
Bro, I almost clicked on that, dude. Jesus Christ. Okay, we can't do X. Please don't write xvideos.com in the chat.
But I cannot emphasize enough how little he actually had to do with making the company a success. And he certainly wasn't a founder despite going to extreme lengths to make you think he was. But at least Elon only did this once, right? Right?
He wasn't.
Yep, he did it with fucking Tesla too. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's Elon Musk's PayPal situation. But of course, let's hear it from some real intelligent people. You know what I mean? Like Piers Morgan. I would love to hear from Piers Morgan on what's going on, what his take is on Elon Musk and this saga.
Musk officially changing Twitter's logo in the social media giant's latest brand overhaul. Twitter's official account posting the message, what's happening to its million of users while updating its header and avatar with the new company logo. And joining us now, host of Piers Morgan Uncensored on Fox Nation, Piers Morgan. Hey, Piers.
Good morning, Ainsley. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you. What do you think of this?
I actually like it. I never liked that little damn bird anyway, did you? I mean, it was a very annoying looking bird, and now we've got a very cool looking X. I also like the fact it's annoying all the right people. You know the type. It's the type who every time Elon Musk does anything on this platform, they immediately go nuts. And
as opposed to myself, who's here on television defending Elon Musk. Yes, very nice. Those simpletons, they are getting mad anytime Elon Musk ruins something that they enjoy and utilize. I, on the other hand, am so big-brained that I do the exact opposite. When Elon Musk is ruining something due to sheer incompetence, I turn around and defend it.
And then announce, I am leaving the platform with immediate effect. And then you check about 2 days later, and they've come back, or they never left at all.
When are you going to stop using it? This is my job, man. It's my job. The reason why I criticize it too much, the reason why I fucking shit on it all the goddamn time is because it's my fucking job. Twitter was a very important resource for someone like myself, especially as I used it so frequently for journalism purposes. Okay? It's not just like drama. It's not just serving you the top of the hour ad break. Oh no, there's no fucking way, dog. There is no way. This is a joke, right? Please, it's not real. There's no fucking way this is real. No shot, dude. Dude, what? This is... I saw a tweet the other day from someone who was like, oh, they're gonna be... It's not real. Yeah, how to tweet. It's still how to tweet. Okay. Someone was like, they're going to be teaching this in business school. Like the Twitter failure is going to be taught in business class. Right? And someone was like, why would they teach this as like a valuable lesson? Like alienating the main fucking market of consumers and then turning it and shutting off like a lot of important parts that people relied on, and then destroying a brand with like 20 years of brand recognition overnight is always going to be a bad move. You don't need to like study it in business school to understand that that is bad and dumb. Every random Tom, Dick, and Harry knows that that is a profoundly dumb idea. What? Here it is. What is this? This rebrand is beyond dumb. Name recognition is so important. Back in the day, SBC Global bought AT&T while it was the most hated company in America just for the name.
So I think on every level, I like this.
Can we still call it a tweet then if the Tweety Bird's gone?
I don't know. He's asking Elon Musk, isn't he? What are we going to call it? I don't actually know. I don't mind tweeting, but even tweeting does sound, if you think about it, a bit silly, doesn't it? Are we really reduced to a bunch of little birds running around trees tweeting?
Yeah,
So
it's
I
definitely
quite
not
like the
macho.
idea of a cool new description.
Yeah, it's not macho, that's for sure. All right, I'm dying to talk to you about this. Harry and Meghan, there are reports that are out there that Hollywood, all the royalty, all the Hollywood celebrities are avoiding them because they want their plays and they want their movies to premiere in London and they don't want to upset William and Kate. Is this true?
I can quite believe it. When was the last time you saw either of them with an A-list star? You know, they're apparently neighbours with Oprah Winfrey, but don't even get invited to her birthday party 500 yards down the road. So I think we can assume the A-list has disappeared from them.
All right, so this is what the New York Post is writing. Celebrities, including their high-profile neighbors, Steven Spielberg, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, and Rob Lowe, are staying away from the exiled royals in fear that they will spill their secrets and alienate them from Prince William and Kate Middleton. Your reaction?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got to make a choice, haven't you? If you're an A-lister and you've got all these big movies or big shows or whatever, do you want to have the two classiest royals out there, William and Kate, who never put a foot wrong, never moan in public, they just do their duty and everyone loves them? Or do you want to have the two renegade royals down in Montecito who trash their family every 2 minutes, trash the monarchy, trash the royal family, now can't buy a meal ticket from any company because they've been such a disaster?
I can't believe this level of racism. See a British man and you ask them about the monarchy. Wow, Fox News. How racist.
For Spotify and Netflix and so on. That's the choice. And if you're George Clooney or Oprah, it ain't going to take too long to work it out, is it?
Piers, thank you so much. Always great to talk to you.
Piers Morgan's weird obsession with Harry and Meghan is creepy as fuck. Okay, you're now being culturally and ethnically insensitive. Piers Morgan's obsession with Meghan and Harry directly stem from him being British, okay? He literally cannot help himself. He is a British conservative. There's just like that's all he knows. That's what he lives and breathes. That's a product of social conditioning for many, many years, okay?